First, congratulations, man, on the Juno nomination. How does it feel following so many other R&B artists from this nation, man, and now you're part of Canadian music history? Because as a Juno Award nominee, nobody could ever take that away from you, man. Win or lose, you're always going to be known as a Juno Award nominee.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, man. I feel blessed. Like, I found out over breakfast. I was eating cereal, and my manager hit me up. He's like, Jhyve, you got the nomination. I was like, no way, you're lying to me. It's too early for lies. And then I found out over Twitter because they mentioned me and social media was going crazy. And then here we are. So it's been a crazy ride, and we're just taking it in.
What were you doing at home having cereal, man? Why were you not there?
Cereal. People need that. Part of a complete breakfast is the truth. It's a thing. So yeah, I was just like, doing my thing, living life. And yeah, so when I found out, it was hard to believe. I hit my mom up. She couldn't believe it. I had to send her a news article because she was like, Jamal, it's too early for lies. You know what I mean? Same thing. And it was just like, no, it's happening. So yeah, it's just blessed, man. Everybody, we're over the moon about it, and we're just keeping the momentum going.
I'm just curious, man. What do you think about the other artists in this category? Because we were talking before we started filming this, that this has been the strongest that I've seen in years. Not taking anything away from other nominees in the past, but this one, there's something really special about it.
Absolutely, yeah. Respect to everybody that came before us. I think that's what it's really about. We're just kind of standing on the shoulders of so many artists that have come before us, like great R&B artists, especially from here, So it feels good to be a part of that. It feels good to be a part of that legacy. It feels good to be in this field, Daniel Caesar's not a joke. Jesse Reyes is not a joke. Jhyve, they're all super, super talented artists, So to be a part of that, I'm humbled,
No, with Jess, I mean, you guys have a friendship, like a long friendship?
Yeah, we go way back. That's my little sister from way back, maybe 7 years ago, something like that. And, obviously life was a lot different back then for both of us, but, we've both come a long way, and we've both had conversations where we've reflected on that,
That's what I want to talk about, man. Did you guys ever talk about, one day both of y'all walking down the red carpet together, or, something like that?
We had conversations, but everything seems so far until it isn't. You know what I mean? The journey, everything seems so far. What she's always been good at, what we've both always really been good at, just kind of taking it step by step, song by song, And I know, from time I knew her work ethic, so I knew it was only a matter of time. And so, it's great that we're both here and we're both kind of reaping what we sow.
Just curious, have you talked to her yet?
Absolutely. We talked the night of. Yeah, we didn't, there must have been maybe a few hours, maybe, and there was a whole time zone difference too. So she was like, Jhyve, I saw it finally. When I was like, I know you two, we're in the same category. And then it just, it blew up from there. We actually just did a show together the other day because, she found out we were in the same city, and she was like, are you there? I was like, I'm there. She's like, I'm doing a show. You in? I was like, yup. And then here we are.
And you guys, you're doing a show with her?
Absolutely. Yeah, we did a show yesterday. It was fun.
But I know that. But you got another one coming up. I think in Vancouver. You're gonna be.
Absolutely, we got another one coming up. So, it's just, just keeping it going. You know what I mean? Our relationship has been that kind of thing for so many years, where we're always helping each other out, always supporting one another. So this is just another chapter, another continuation of that.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit more about this upcoming show, because this is going to be all about the Junos and being in Vancouver and celebrating R&B music. But this is the first time you and I are doing an interview together, so I'm getting the chance now to learn about you, because I went on your SoundCloud and I heard your music and I thought to myself, man, I am so happy, because I'm an old school guy, and it seems like young cats like yourself are going back to that old school style where the lyrics and your emotions are connected, and you can hear it through your voice when you're singing about this. I mean, am I off on this?
No, absolutely not. You hit it. You hit the nail right on the head. That's when I go create, that's number one to me. It's always message. What am I saying? What am I trying to tell you? What's the story I'm trying to tell you? And obviously musicianship is so important, so playing guitar, I make sure that I'm always involved in the music, always involved in the composition. I make sure I'm involved in every aspect of that music. So when you're hearing it, not only are you hearing the voice, you're hearing my thoughts, you're hearing my ideas, you're hearing, it's like a piece of me on that record. So you're closer to me than you think when you hear that music.
Okay, well, let's take a little bit of a step back, because you are a Torontonian. Talk a little bit about how this love of music did begin for you here in Toronto.
It kind of started low-key. I don't have one of those in choir from 8 years old kind of stories. It was very like latent with me. It was like very down under the surface. My mom sang in the choir then. She sings now. Toronto Mass Choir still. Tours more than I do. I'm jealous.
Wait. Toronto Mass Choir?
Yeah. That's mom's.
No, explain to people who may not know about the Toronto Mass Choir because huge.
No joke. One of the best in the world, I would say. Absolutely one of the best. So, I think, runs in the family. What can you say,
What was it like for you, though, to watch your mom performing?
Oh, incredible. I think whenever I see her, it just feels freeing for her, you know what I mean? Every time I see her perform, it just feels like that's her escape, So maybe that runs in the family. I think I inherited that feeling when, we sing. It's just liberation.
Now, and you listen to your mom, but who were the other artists that you were listening to that were on the radio and concerts and stuff?
Everything she played, man. I remember Barry White records in the car. I remember Anita Baker, I Apologize, in the back of my mom's white Ford Tempo, on the baby seat, dropping crackers. I remember all that. So all of that it's still so there. It's still so visceral. And so I kind of bring that into my writing style because it's like right there for me, So the more I can describe that. So it's not even just the influences. It's like how that memory impacts the style,
Because I was going to go to next then with your style because, there are artists who love to talk about the bling. There are artists who like to make it rain. There are artists who like to talk about what's going on in the streets, political, whatever else. You seem to add in, again, love, emotion, relationships, those kind of things. And you tend to tell different types of stories that a lot of people don't talk about. Why did you decide to go down that road?
I'm better at being honest than lying, maybe. I think that's where it comes from. A lot of people are good at telling a story that maybe isn't their story. That just doesn't work for me. I gotta tell the truth. I've always been like that. You know what I mean? I just gotta say, like, I wear it on my sleeve and I gotta say it if I feel it. So, like I said, you're closer to me than you think. You know what I mean? That's my truth coming through the speakers.
The thing I love about you, though, too, is the fact that vocally your range is amazing. What kind of work did you have to do for that? Because, you got some people who try to, it don't work. Yeah. You have a smooth way of going wherever you want to go.
Oh, man. It was rough before it was smooth, really, It was rough before it was real rough. I had to smooth it out. I had to drag that a long way. I had to spit shine that a little bit, So that's just doing it, really. I don't think there was. I never really took a vocal lesson, like maybe here and there, because I felt like I needed to. But truthfully, it just came from doing it until it sounded good, Imitating the people that inspired me, your Lauryn Hills, and even your John Legends, your D'Angelos. Like really listening to how they do it and try to capture what it is that's making me feel something in what they're doing. And, I think that's how everybody starts. You imitate until you find your own way with it.
But when do you know that your way this is the industry, this is what you want to do, this is what your life is going to be? When do you know that was going to happen?
I don't think there's ever like a switch that goes off. It's just you start by enjoying it so much, and then I think you start by making the decision that you want to do it. You want to keep doing it. Even when you should be at work, you want to keep doing it. It's one of those things where you realize you don't want to stop doing it because you got some other job to do. You want it to be your job, and that's kind of the transition where you try to figure out, okay, well, how am I going to make it my job then? So it's not really a switch. It's all I think everything's just gradual. Everything is everything's a process of becoming. So I don't think Jhyve woke up Jhyve one day and wasn't Jhyve the day before. I think Jhyve became over time. And I think all artists are like that.
What's the latest single right now?
Latest single is Human, and we've actually got another one out too that's called Keep Doing You. It's an incredible record. And both songs really go through what was a really tough time, was a really tough breakup, was a real low point for me. And I feel in writing those songs I had to kind of like relive it in a sense. So at least when I sing these songs, I feel it.
That's what I want to get into because you sound like somebody who could break down during a song.
Yeah, it's rough. Yeah. I've had moments where I'm singing and I'm just like, man, this happened and that really sucked. Just because, you relive it. To really make people feel it, you gotta feel it yourself. You know what I mean? And that again goes back to it has to come from a place of honesty. You have to you have to really believe that, and you have to really have lived it to write those words and sing it that way. You know what I mean? That falsetto comes from that feeling of needing to say it that way.
Well, you know what? That honesty has brought you a Juno Award nomination. As we were kind of talking about before, when you are in Vancouver, you have a particular show you're opening up for in Vancouver, right?
Absolutely. I'll be opening for Jessie Reyes. Yeah, she's at the Commodore. She sold it out. And yeah, when we were talking about, when we had our conversation about the Junos, she just wanted to know if I was in town. I was like, absolutely. I wouldn't miss it for the world. And she said, join me on stage. And I was like, absolutely, say no more. And so yeah, we're gonna do the show. We're gonna rock it. The energy's gonna be amazing. I already feel it. I already feel it in my bones. So if you're in the area, be there. Absolutely. Wouldn't be anywhere else. Don't even try.
But for folks who can't make it there, man, hopefully 2018, we're going to be seeing you with some new songs in some places. What do you think? Like, just give us a little feel on what we can see for 2018 and hopefully for 2019 as well.
Of course. Well, the rest of my EP Conversations is actually coming out the night before that show. So the Friday night before that show, I've got the rest of the EP coming out. Got a couple new songs in addition to the singles that are already out. So just completing that story and giving that, giving people that as a package, something that they can like sit on and kind of marinate on before I come to town. And obviously, through the summer, just touring. I wanna get on the road. I wanna share these stories face to face. You know what I mean? It's not enough to sing it in the mic now. Now I wanna look people in the eye and be like, this is what I went through. What about you? And like really connect. So I can't wait.
All right. Before we go, though, one of the things I love to end an interview with is something inspirational. There are folks out there who are hoping to one day be a Juno Award nominee. You've worked hard. You've done it the right way. What advice can you give those dreamers who are hopefully going to be able to follow in your footsteps?
Really just trust the process, really. I think my kind of rise, at least this far, is just trusting that process, trusting the ups and the downs, because the process is really peaks and troughs, it's highs and lows, So just trusting that regardless of wherever those highs and lows are taking you, that you're on the right path. You know what I mean? Whether you're going up or whether you're going down, as long as you're going in the right direction, you're ahead of the game.
Social media, website, Twitter, all that stuff. Where do you go to follow you?
Absolutely. This is Jhyve on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Jhyve on YouTube, Jhyve on Facebook. Like I said, Conversations EP out now on Spotify, on Apple Music, on SoundCloud as well. So absolutely, take me in, enjoy it, follow me, and hopefully I'm in your town soon.
My friend, congratulations, and I will see you on the red carpet at the Juno Awards.
Thank you very much.